Hey everybody, welcome to Vlogmas Day 29. 29, y'all. So, on the 28th yesterday, we were just slam busy. We went over to Aaron's for Andy to fix her Jeep. And, y'all, we got there 9:30, 10 o'clock. At 3:30 or so, 3:30-ish, we finally got the rest of the old part off. There was this one clamp way in the back of behind the blocks, and it was just murder to get through. And Aaron came up with an idea, just thinking of what can we do, and ended up, long story short, using the zip tie to get a hold of this clamp, because you could not get tools back there. You could get one little bitty thing of mini vice grips we had, but you couldn't get your hand on it to put any pressure to squeeze it, so it was like crazy. Which what we ended up doing, she said, I don't know if it'll work, but we can sure try anyway. We hooked Andy did, hooked a zip tie around the two little pieces of this clamp. It's one of those clamps that you got to squeeze the two pieces together and then wiggle it off, you know what I'm talking about? So, ended up putting a zip tie on it and squeezed it tighter and tighter and tighter until it released that clamp and he could get it to pop off. But y'all, it took all day. I'm serious. So, we left there at like 3:30 because we had to come back here and feed our neighbor's animals at 4. Well, we ended up getting here about 4:30, but they're fine. Excuse me. So we left. We drove back here. Now, mind you, it's a 45 minute drive from our house to theirs. So we left there, drove back to here, fed all the animals here, stopped by the house and let our dogs out to run because, we had our dogs in. So we let them out to run, made sure they had food and water, checked on all of our animals. Then we drove back to her house, and I think we got there, let's see, we got here at 4:30. We got there maybe 5:30-ish, 5:45. We ate a quick bowl of soup. Aaron made some really good chicken noodle soup. And then by 8 o'clock, we were done. It went back way faster than it came off. The new part went in like a charm. But in the meantime, nothing got filmed because we were doing that all day. So I have a video of my Cheaters mac and cheese that I absolutely love. And I've told you guys about it many, many times. So I'm going to go ahead and put that video in here for today's Vlogmas. And hopefully you guys will enjoy it. You'll try the recipe. I love this thing and it's really good. And then we will see you guys tomorrow on the 30th. So have a great day. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. Bye-bye. Hey y'all. It's CG. So I have been promising y'all this Cheaters mac and cheese for the longest time. And when I hear people talk about having problems with mac and cheese, the biggest number one complaint I get is that it's gritty. You got to make the bechamel, and you have to make sure it's fully creamed, and you have to cook the flour out, and there's a lot to it. It's not all that difficult, but if you don't do the steps right, it will be gritty. So I came up with this recipe, gosh, I don't know how many years ago, y'all, and I've been doing this way ever since. I can make a bechamel, and I can do it the old-fashioned way. This is so much faster and so much easier, and it tastes unbelievably delicious. So this is what I call Cheaters mac and cheese. And I'm telling y'all, if you do this, it is so simple. You will never go back to boxed mac and cheese again. I'm telling you, you just won't. So first thing you're going to do is get a bowl. A bowl. Pasta is cooking over the stove. This is half of a 5-pound block, of Velveeta. And I just cut it into cubes. Half a block. 1 can cream of mushroom soup. It is mandatory to have 1 dog at your feet, by the way, looking at you, hoping you are going to spill something. It is mandatory, and the Bodog is fulfilling his job. Now, I want to get all this out of here because it is so good. And this is what keeps your mac and cheese creamy, y'all. This soup is what's going to make it super creamy. Just going to kind of toss the cheese around in it a little bit. You ain't got to be perfect at this point. And we're going to put, this is evaporated milk. Just going to put a splash, of maybe a third of this can. This is a 12-ounce can. And put maybe a third of it. And then I'm going to spill some on the counter that I have to clean up. So, yeah, I'll do that in a minute. I'm just going to kind of get this incorporated. Now I'm going to take this over to the microwave. And I'm going to melt this. I'm going to start on 30-second intervals. Okay? Depending on your microwave, this can take anywhere from 3 turns to 5. Just depends on your microwave and how warm or cool your temperatures are, your ingredients are. If they're room temperature, obviously they're going to melt a little faster. Mine were not, so my cheese is still cold. So I'm going to clean this mess up. I'm going to go over the microwave. I'll take you guys over there and we'll get this moving. All right, y'all. This has been in here for 30 seconds. You want to give it a stir. I'll show you what it looks like. Now, it hasn't made a whole lot of changes yet, and that's okay. You want to just give it a stir. We're going to put it back in for another 30 seconds. We'll stir it. We'll check it. If it's not quite melted, we'll go another 30. So, back in here. "30 seconds. Ooh, it's getting hot, y'all. Like I said, my cheese was still cold. I forgot to leave it out to room temperature, so it may take me a few times, but I'm going to keep doing this at 30-second intervals, and then I will be back to show you what it should look like, and we'll finish putting this together. Okay, y'all. I said my cheese was cold, so it is taking a little bit longer. But you can see it's primarily melted. There's a couple of little bitty pieces like this. So I'm probably going to do one more 30-second bout. But this is looking really thick. I like really creamy mac and cheese. So at this point, when I'm almost done, I'm going to add a little bit more. That's going to make about half of this can that I'm using. I'm going to stir it in, where y'all can see it. Stir it in carefully, otherwise you will splosh the milk everywhere till you get it incorporated. Trust me, that's experience talking. Now, another thing you can do with this, leave out the milk. Fry yourself up some hamburger meat or sausage or both with some onion and garlic. Add some taco seasoning to it. Put the cheese, a whole block of cheese, in the crock pot. Stir in the meat. Add in a can of Rotel tomatoes, spicy, hot, mild, whatever you like. 1 can cream of chicken, 1 can of cream of mushroom. Mix it all together, put it in your crock pot, and let it melt. Once it's all melted, keep stirring it occasionally. It's the best cheese dip you will ever eat, I'm telling you. And it will stay creamy, just like this will. This does not lump. As it cools, it stays creamy. But you can see I've still got a couple little bitty small pieces, but just mixing it in with the already hot cheese is really doing what I need it to do. So I'm going to call that good. That took me 4 times. So we're going to put the pasta in here. This is the pan that I cooked the pasta in. So I'm just going to put the pasta back in it. I'm going to pour the cheese sauce over it. Now, you could eat this just like it is. Your kids will love it. You'll love it if you're in a hurry and you just want something quick. You can eat this just like it is. If you want to fancy it up a little bit, you put this in a casserole dish. And, sorry y'all, give me just a second. Put this in a casserole dish. Melt some, or shred some cheese, shred some cheddar. You could put a little bacon on top. You could do breadcrumbs if you wanted. You know, you got any variety of topping you want on it. Put it in that baking dish. Put it in a 350-degree oven for about 20 to 30 minutes, just until it's all heated through. Y'all, I'm telling you, this is so simple. Literally, melt the cheese with the can of soup and the milk. Mix the pasta in, salt and pepper, which I will do here in a second. I'll leave that till last because this cheese can be kind of salty. So I'm going to give it a little taste. Yeah, there's plenty of salt in it. And I'm going to give it some pepper. You could crumble up some bacon in here. Would be really good. But y'all, seriously, that's all it is. Just melt it all together, pour it over the pasta, and you can eat it just like this. But I am going to put this in the oven for us because we all like that oven-baked taste, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to put this in the oven in a dish. Whatever casserole dish you have. The oven is actually already on. This burner has been off for a while, y'all. So that's not a hot burner. The oven is already on because the meatloaf is in there. And if you watch the vlog for January 13th, I think it was. I think it was January 13th, which is actually when I'm making this. You'll see the meatloaf. I'm also making meatloaf and fried cabbage. So, if you want to see those, they're in the vlog for today. I just did this as a standalone because so many people have asked me for this recipe. Again, this is from here. You just customize it, y'all. We ran out of cheese because we've done so much cooking today. Oh my gosh, y'all. We've done so much cooking today. We've made breakfast casseroles and sausage balls, and we ran out of shredded cheese. So, but we like that baked flavor. So I'm just going to stick this in like it is and just let it toast and brown on the top. 350, probably about 20 to 30 minutes at the most. Just when it starts to brown, it's done. Everything in here is already cooked. So I'll bring you back when I take it out of the oven. Well, y'all, there it is. Cheater's mac and cheese. Let me get this myself a fork, and I'll show you. All right, y'all. There it is, y'all. It's creamy. It's yummy, yummy. Totally cooked. Y'all, you don't believe me, you ask Joan and then put it in the comments. She'll tell you that's better than anything you get in a box. I promise you. And it is that simple. So, you guys give this a try. Let me know what you think. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, guys.